Imagine standing face to face with Jesus. And he looks at you and he sees through you. He sees everything, your hopes, your fears, your deepest longings. And then he asks you this question: what do you want me to do for you? When Jesus asked this isn't a casual question. It's an invitation to uncover the deepest desires of your heart. In fact, this is the same question that Jesus asked Bartimaeus in Mark chapter 10, verses 46 through 52. Bartimaeus, he's a blind beggar who spent years and years on the roadside, unseen and unheard by the world. And Bartimaeus, he hears that Jesus is near, and his desperation, his desire for healing and to be made whole breaks through because he's heard the stories about this man, the healing that he can provide. And so he calls out, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. His faith becomes relentless. He refuses to let this moment pass by. And so he calls out louder and louder, and Jesus hears him. Jesus stops, and Jesus calls him forward and asks him this question: what do you want me to do for you? Bartimaeus is being asked by the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, for something. He could ask for wealth or comfort, but he knows what he wants. He wants healing that only Jesus can provide. He wants sight, and he wants purpose. And so Jesus, he grants his request. And we see the story doesn't end there, but Bartimaeus, he actually follows Jesus. He doesn't return to the roadside. In fact, it says in the scripture that he left behind his cloak when Jesus called him forward, symbolizing the security and the familiarity of his past, to chase after Jesus. Because that's the story. It's not just about physical healing and the miracle. It's about transformation. His faith led him to cry out. His desperation desire to be healed moved him to act. And his encounter with Jesus changed his direction forever as he followed after him. Now consider your own life. What are your desires driving you towards? Are they pulling you closer to Jesus, or are they pushing you farther away from him? And when Jesus calls your name, do you leave what is behind to go to him? And then when he asks that question, what do you want me to do for you? How do you respond? Are you clinging to the safety of what you know? Is there just earthly desires that you have, or are you asking for the eternal? Are you ready to let go and trust him with your future? See, Bartimaeus, it also teaches us that faith isn't passive. It requires action. Like, he didn't just silently wait for Jesus to notice him. In fact, he cried out when he heard that Jesus was nearby. He persisted, and then when Jesus called him forward, he stepped forward. His story reminds us that Jesus isn't only there to meet immediate needs, but he's there to transform our lives and calling us after him, to give us new direction and purpose. And so what do you want me to do for you? Will your answer reflect a heart that longs for him to be made whole above all else? So step out in faith. Let go of what holds you back that may hold you in place when he calls you forward, and follow him into the abundant life he offers. Like Bartimaeus, your response could change everything. And what you want will honestly shape how you live. Because the desires of your heart will determine what you chase, and what you chase determines how you live. And I hope and pray that we desire transformation, that we desire to be healed, to be known and valued, and that we know that there's only one who can provide what we need. There's only one who can give us what we truly want, and that's Jesus. And so your engagement question for today is, what's something that you really wanted in the past? Like, you really, really wanted it. You dreamed about it. You thought it would change your life, do amazing things for you. But once you got the thing you wanted, you realized it actually wasn't what you wanted. I'd love for you to engage over on the Church Center app and see what the different answers are of something that you wanted, that you got, and realized it wasn't actually what you wanted.